Hi everyone, welcome to this amazing session. And in this session, we are going to learn something very helpful. Okay, so as I start the class, first thing which I'm going to ask you is that I want to share with you something which is very interesting. I hope that you all are ready to listen to all those interesting things. Okay, so let's get started quickly. Here, as you can see, we have this triangle, right? And what's written there? They are the predictable predators. So I hope everyone has got some idea about this triangle. We must have seen it sometime or the other. If not, no problem. I'll tell you. So let's start from the bottom, the base of the triangle. What do we see? We see the primary producers. And of course, we know the primary producers are the plants themselves. Fine. Now, there are other animals who are waiting to feed on these plants, and they are called as the primary consumers. So, primary consumers are waiting so that they can feed on the producers. This is something predictable. But now the primary consumers, they are also not very safe because the secondary consumers are there who are already waiting to feed on the primary consumers. Again, that's very predictable. Wait, one more thing which I'll tell you right now. The animals which are sitting at the top, or you can say the apex predators, even they are dependent on the other type of animals. So this flow which we see, that every type of animal it's dependent on some other type of living organism, this is something very predictable, right? And this is how we get the food chain and the food web. But wait, what if I tell you something unpredictable? Okay, let's talk about something which is very unpredictable. Do you want to learn not something which is predictable, of course, not something which we saw in that triangle, but something extra. Are you all ready? What about the unpredictable predators? So I'll tell you about the unpredictable predators. I hope you all are ready to learn about that as well. So here comes the insectivorous plants. Yes, so let's welcome our unpredictable predators. I'll tell you how unpredictable they can be. For example, there's an insect, right? And kids, you all know that insects get attracted towards the plants. That's something we all know, right? Now there's an insect which gets attracted towards the nearby plant. And you know what happened? The insect thought that, okay, I'm going to have some rest there. But instead, something very unpredictable happened. The insect became the food, okay? Because these insectivorous plants, they feed on the insects, right? So here, let's see how they're going to do it. But first thing is that we need to know, why do these plants feed on insects? Okay, because till now what we knew about plants, that they are the producers, so they are going to prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Then why at all these plants, they are feeding on the insects? Okay, the answer is very simple. The answer is the region where these plants are growing, okay, that soil is deprived of the essential nutrients. Because the soil is not having enough nutrients to support the growth of these insectivorous plants, that is why they selected the alternative. And what's that? Feed on insects. So when they feed on the insects, they are going to get all the essential nutrients which otherwise they would not get. Okay, so now that we know the reason, let's see the first insectivorous plant, which is the pitcher plant. Now, if you're thinking, right, why at all are they called as the pitcher plant? Any idea? It's just a normal English word, okay? Pitcher plant. Well, if you know, the pitcher, that is a structure, or you can say that resembles the jugs, right, in which you can keep water. So that is the reason why these pitcher plants have got their name, right? If you look at the structure of them, how do they appear? More like the pitcher itself, more like the jug itself, right? So that's how they got their name as being the pitcher plant. Okay, let's go ahead. Obviously, we have answered this question already. I hope you were listening to me carefully. Let's go ahead and let's see how do they consume the insects. So here you need to focus upon, if you see, the insect is stuck inside, right? We all can see the insect is stuck inside the structure. So these are nothing but the modified leaves. So pitcher plant, they are actually modified leaves and they have got a lid-like structure. So as soon as insects get attracted and they sit on the plant, the lid closes. And the inside of it has got liquid, right? You all can see the liquid. This liquid is not just some ordinary liquid, because this is going to have this part, this is going to have some digestive enzymes present in it, right? So as soon as the insect gets trapped and it falls inside this liquid, the plant will start the process of digestion, and that's how they consume the nutrient. That's interesting, isn't it? But we do not have just one pitcher plant. There are more plants like this. Let's see about them too. So here we have the pitcher plant, obviously, which will trap its prey. You can see it here, kids, that the prey is completely trapped inside this liquid. And gradually the process of digestion will act on this prey. And that's how the plant is going to get its nutrition. Okay, let's see the other insectivorous plant, and that is the Venus flytrap. Okay, let's see what's this trap all about. So here, as we can see, these are the leaves, and these leaves do obviously they do look like mouths, right? They're opening up and closing, and these are structures. These are also very important because they're going to just fit into each other, and that's how they're going to close their prey inside. Let's see this more clearly. Okay, so here, as you can see, the trap, this is the trap, right? So it's made out of two hinged lobes. As you can see, this is the first lobe and this one is the second one, right? So there are two different lobes and they just close each other. They come together when the insect gets in touch with the structure itself. And obviously it's going to close up tightly so that the insect will get trapped inside and the plant will get nutrition from there. Now, how do they digest their prey? That's also a very interesting question. We digest our food because we have the digestive system, right? So how do these plants digest their food? Okay, the answer is very simple, and I told you that when we were discussing about the pitcher plant. If you remember, they have digestive enzymes, right? So there is digestive enzymes which is secreted, which allows the digestion of their prey. Let's go ahead to the third plant, third insectivorous plants, and this name is sundew. Let's see about the sundew. So you see it here. It has got very fine hair-like structures coming out of it, right? If you all can notice, these red structures which are little bulged at the end, right? These are very sticky in nature. So as soon as the insect comes in contact and it touches these swollen structures, they are trapped because they are highly sticky, so the insects cannot move anywhere. And then what happens? Wait, let me tell you that as well. What happens is that these leaves start coiling up. They start folding up and their prey has just been trapped inside. So you see here how the coiling of the leaves happen. You see all these structures, they're going to fold as much as possible so that the prey has got no chance of escaping anywhere. Okay, so that's about the sundew plant, and of course they are called as the flypaper plants, that because they're going to trap the insects. Now one more thing, if you by mistake put your hand in this Venus flytrap, what is going to happen? Is it going to be harmful for you? Is it going to be dangerous for you? Or is it going to be safe? So let me tell you something. If you put your fingers in between the flap of Venus flytrap, what will happen? Basically, you will still remain safe. Why? Because your fingers, they are too huge for the Venus flytrap to get a complete hold on. Right? And unless and until they don't have a complete grip, they are not going to release any digestive enzymes. So there you are still safe. The